What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy. Before you end up like Beezy, man, make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. In the description down below, subscribe to my second channel. In the description down below, everything you know about your boy Jay, it's in the description down below. We got the most dangerous island on earth, man. You know what I'm saying? The most dangerous island on earth, man. And I don't have really too much to say in this intro, man. I just really I'm gonna just say this, y'all. I really appreciate all the support. Like my audience is growing tremendously. You know what I'm saying? Got 1,000 subscribers on my second channel, 17,000 on the main channel. You know, me after getting banned, y'all, didn't really think I would ever do YouTube again, bro, you know, but you know, God blessing me with another channel, and that's why I try to mention God in every single video that I do, because man, he's good, man. You know what I'm saying? God is good all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I can't do nothing but smile, and you know, I really don't deserve to be on this platform. I really don't deserve to be doing anything, you know, content related. You know what I mean? Because I was so freaking selfish. I was so freaking, you know, imagine praying to God for something, and then when you get what you prayed for, you forget him. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. It's like, prayed to God for the success on YouTube. I prayed to God for the subscribers, the money. I got it, and then I forgot the person who gave it to me. You know, like, I don't deserve it, but, you know, I just want the big guy to know that it's a different Jalen. You know what I'm saying? And once I get everything that I've lost again, it will be a different Jalen going around. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, if y'all want to go look at any videos for any new subscribers, for any new viewers, if y'all want to go look at videos like these, the most dangerous island on earth, what playlist section should I put this in? True crime, true story. It'll be in the true story playlist section, bro. It's called True Story Reaction. So for all the new viewers and all the new subscribers, y'all can go over there and look. For all the old viewers and old subscribers, y'all already know about the playlist section.
John Allen Shaw paddles through the Indian Ocean. He's on a holy mission sent from God.
Thou shalt art on the holy mission sent from God. I don't know. I don't think God's just going to put you in danger. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, honestly. You know, the most dangerous island on earth. I don't know. Sometimes you got to understand your voice and God's voice. I don't think God is just going to put you in just danger. You know, you got to realize when it comes to Christianity, bro, Christianity doesn't save you from death. I hope y'all know that, right? Christianity doesn't save you from danger. You know what I'm saying? God's most honorable, respectable apostles got did dirty. I'm talking about beheaded. I'm talking about hung on the cross. The whole nine. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So you just got to understand, like, yeah, that doesn't save you. Christianity doesn't save you from death, but I just don't feel like, okay, you know, God is going to put you in harm's way. I just don't think that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as thou shalt art not do that.
Ocean. He's on a holy mission sent from God. As he nears the shore, he spots them. They are shouting at him in a language he doesn't understand. He carefully listens to the sounds they make. In an attempt to greet them, he responds by imitating the sounds. They laugh. Then two come towards him, so he throws gifts wrapped around two large fish into the shallow water. Then he starts to sing Christian worship songs, and for a moment, they pause. But his kayak scrapes onto the dead coral, forcing him to get out. And some of them are getting very close now. Suddenly, a child grabs an arrow, pulls back his bow, and shoots. John entered a forbidden place where time stands still. Outsiders like him are not welcome. North Sentinel Island is one of the most secluded places on Earth, and it's home to a tribe that has
Jonathan, my Christian brother, what in the heck were you thinking? See, at the end of the day, it's some people you just can't preach to, bro. I'm gonna just keep it all the way a buck with you. Some people you just cannot preach to, bro. I'm gonna just keep it real with you, bro. Why are you going on that island for? There's certain people you just cannot get through. And that's just what you gotta understand. You see they're not getting the message, yet you're still rowing towards the boat. And the reason is like, we're just gonna get into the video, but I just feel like this was very stupid of you to do. And like I said, I love your brother in Christ, you know what I mean? But I'm sorry, Jonathan, or whatever your name is. I just don't feel like my God, my Father is gonna put you in harm's way. Sometimes he might not save you from it, because we look at, as humans look at, you gotta realize God's thinking is way higher than our thinking. His ways are way higher than our ways. So as humans, we look at Earth, not really me, honestly, I told you, me getting into that, so it's like I look at this like it's temporary, and my eternal home is with the Father. But excuse me when I'm saying that. But anyways, it's just like God look at Earth like it's just like a temporary thing. Your real home is eternal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't really look at life as important as a lot of y'all do. I'm not saying it's not important, but you don't really, you know what I'm saying? Look at it like important as you do. It even says in the word, those who love their life will lose it. Those who love their life will lose it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, he kind of just look at life like it's just a temporary thing. And then, with him is eternal. Your true home is with him. This is just a temporary experience. You just come, you're like a dust. You're like dust. You know what I mean? You were here one moment, now you're gone. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, for me, I just don't think God is going to put me in danger. You know what I mean? Like, I just
lived in total isolation for tens of
that's
thousands
just
of
me
years.
personally.
We don't know what language they speak, how many they are, or even what they call themselves. Over the years, contact attempts have ended in confusion, violence, and death. Myths, viral headlines, and speculation have turned North Sentinel into a modern-day internet legend. The real story is much more nuanced. It's one of intrusive American tourists with Diet Cokes, ruthless Christian missionaries, abusive colonialists, traumatized children, and a highly destructive obsession with the exotic.
When John visited North Sentinel, what was you doing, John?
The internet has a lot to say about North Sentinel Island.
They have a theory that North Sentinel Island is home to a top secret research facility.
There is an island in the Andaman chain called North Sentinel Island. They kill everybody who lands there, essentially.
Yeah. What really caught my eye was the circular building, 3 little offshoots coming off of it.
There's North Sentinel merch, Instagram pages, and fake Google reviews. Most of all, it's known for being dangerous. North Sentinel has become a meme. In January 2025, this American YouTuber entered the island. He filmed himself trying to make contact with the Sentinelese. As a peace offering, he left behind a can of Diet Coke, but he never actually made contact. Instead, he got arrested. Indian police are currently investigating him for illegally trespassing in the strictly forbidden zone. He is likely facing up to 5 years in prison.
Dang, 5
We
years?
live in a world where all we need to do is sort of flip open our laptop or look at our phone, and we can connect with just about anybody in the world, learn anything that we want to learn, see any place that we want to see. And yet there's still this one place that's isolated. So it really is kind of the last place in some ways that's unexplored on our planet.
North Sentinel is not what the internet paints it to be. To truly grasp it, we need to go back in time, quite far back. It's the last ice age. A group of early humans set out from their home in Africa. It's still debated when exactly that took place, but it is believed to be between 40 and 60,000 years ago. They're among the first to migrate eastward across the vast Asian continent in search of more favorable climates, new food sources, and habitable land. The world looks very different. Massive ice sheets cover parts of North America and Europe. Since much of Earth's water is locked in ice, sea levels are often far lower than they are today. What we now call the Asian continent stretches farther. Some islands are connected, and so these early humans walk. They cross landscapes long lost beneath the waves of what we now call the Indian Ocean. They likely use vessels like rafts or canoes to hop from island to island.
What, they was using that little junk in this? Lord help me, Father. You know what I'm saying? Help me, Father. Some brave soldiers, brave, whatever you call it. Like, what? You think I'm finna go in this ocean with this right here? This? Yeah, you must be out your dang mind, man.
Ocean. They likely use vessels like rafts or canoes to hop from island to island. And their journey eventually brings them here. We don't know when, possibly up to 50,000 years ago. Today it's the Andaman archipelago, nestled in the Bay of Bengal. As thousands of years pass and the glaciers melt, the sea levels slowly rise. Bit by bit, their world shrinks. And what ultimately remains is a single remote island roughly the size of Manhattan, North Sentinel. We spent countless hours crafting these animations, researching, building, refining, all to tell stories that matter. Maybe you're building something too, a product, a brand, a business.
Oh my God, here we go with this sponsor. Oh my God. I be hating that junk, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I be so interested in the video, bro, and this freaking sponsor just come up, but it's your video, bro. So I'm a humbly, you know what I'm saying, just skip through it. You know, it's your video. You gotta make your money how you making money. I understand, I get it.
North Sentinel's population is still a mystery.
I get it, Fern, I get it.
Material has ever been collected from the Sentinelese. But the DNA of neighboring Andamanese tribes has been studied. The Onge and Jarava are believed to be closely related to the Sentinelese. Scientists found that their genes carry two rare variants not found in mainland India populations. They are totally unique to the Andamanese. That means they likely split off from other human populations very early on, between 25 and 42,000 years ago. Genetically, the Sentinelese are likely one of the most unique human tribes on Earth, which also makes them one of the most vulnerable ones. This is John 2 years before his journey to North Sentinel Island.
2016.
He's 24 years old, raised in a Christian household. He went to an evangelical high school just like his father. He's known for two passions, the outdoors and Jesus Christ. John is deeply interested in missionary work. Though his parents are Christian as well, they don't share his enthusiasm, especially his father. But John seems to genuinely enjoy immersing himself in evangelical doctrine. Right now, he's browsing through the Joshua Project. That's a Christian missionary database which tracks so-called unreached people groups. One entry is about North Sentinel.
Sentinelese people need to know that the Creator God exists and that He loves them, and paid the price for their sins.
We don't know much about the Sentinelese. The entire population is possibly somewhere between 80 and 100
That's what I'm
people.
saying. I'm just like, I'd rather, like, I don't know, John. It's just like, I'd rather go and spread the gospel, like, to people that's not trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I just rather go, you know, spread the gospel. It's like, okay, to the people, okay, they don't believe in God. Okay, they don't believe in Jesus. They don't believe this, but they're not trying to kill me for it. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to shoot arrows and, you know what I mean, yelling at me, Gadiga! You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, you feel me? I actually, you know, like I said, I know it doesn't save me. You know, Christianity doesn't save me. You feel me? Because however I die, I die. I don't know my fate. You know what I'm saying? You know, whenever God is done with me, that's when I will leave this earth. That's when I shall leave this earth. But it's just, man, I'm just not finna go somewhere where I just feel like it's danger. You know what I'm saying? That's just is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. I just rather speak to these people over here that even though they don't believe in Christ and all that, they just, at least I can speak to them. It's like, John, you heading over to the island, rowing your boat. Them folks already got arrows out, already pointing you, you know. You trying to sing worship songs, you holding your Bible. They already trying to shoot arrows at. They not even listening to what you saying. You know what I'm saying? You can't even spread the gospel to them because they already resorting to violence. It's like I can't even get the word out to you. I can't even, you know, you say you felt like God told you to do this. You can't even say what, you can't even preach the gospel. They're not even give you a chance to. You know what I mean?
Their language remains a complete
These folks don't believe in God. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, these folks don't believe in God. You got people in this world right now that never heard of God, bro. Ever. You know what I'm saying? You got people that in this world that never heard of Jesus Christ. And y'all probably like, what? Yes. You know what I mean? If everybody heard of God, if everybody heard of Jesus Christ, God would have returned right now. You know what I'm saying? God said, I'm going to return when everybody hears of my name. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize, bro, some people that grew up, bro, in houses, Buddhism from the start. You know what I'm saying? Buddhism from the start. Like that from the start. You feel me? So it's like you growing up as a kid, that's all you know, all you know, all you know. How you know about God when you never heard of him? You know what I'm saying? How you know about God when you never heard of him, when nobody ever preached to you about God? You know what I'm saying? All you know is your religion. You know what I'm saying? That's all you know. These folks don't know God. These folks thinking this man talking straight BS. But it's another intruder. It's an intruder. Shoot the bones. Shoot the bones. They looking at you like an intruder. They looking at you like, what the freak? They don't know the Holy Bible. They don't know that. You feel me? So it's just like, man, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go to North Sentinel and try to preach to God, because first of all, you don't even speak their language. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't even speak their language. So how you gonna talk to God about them? Well, you can't even speak their language, bro. At least go over there with a freaking translator or something. You don't even speak that. They don't speak English over there. So how you gonna get to them and they don't speak English? They don't even speak their language. So I'm saying, John, so I don't feel like there was God telling you to go over there. You know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like this was God telling you. I feel like it was more of you than God. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. God not finna come down and just stop you and pick you up, you know? He'll give you warnings for sure. He'll give you major warnings, and I'm pretty sure you got warnings. I feel like it's always a warning before you die. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure God gave you warnings. He even talked to you in your head. You still just doing what you felt like God should do, or I don't know, God, John, I just feel like it was more of you, you know what I mean, than God in this situation. I don't feel like God finna put you in this situation, bro. I just don't.
No one, not even neighboring tribes, can understand it.
Even
no one knows what they call themselves. They live in small huts grouped tightly together. Overall, they're quite crafty. Wooden buckets, bows, arrows, all self-made with raw materials from the island. In the jungle, they hunt pigs. Along the reefs, they fish. They also eat local fruits and raw honey. The Sentinelese are taller, more muscular, and overall healthier than their neighbors.
Jesus
the tsunami wreaked havoc in the region in 2004, but the Sentinelese miraculously survived. Experts believe this may have to do with their indigenous knowledge system. Foresight and wisdom is passed down from generation to generation. But this was perhaps the strangest discovery in a Sentinelese village. A wooden board, about 52 by 30 centimeters big, with 64 alternating squares. It looks exactly like a chessboard. Did the Sentinelese carve it themselves, or did it wash up from the sea? No one knows. No other Andaman tribe has ever shown evidence of playing games like chess. John has been obsessed with the Sentinelese for years now. The missionary website advises so-called prayer points.
Pray that the Indian government will allow Christians to earn the trust of the Sentinelese people and that they will be permitted to live among them. Pray that God will open doors to Sentinelese people to receive the gospel message.
John could be the first one that brings Christianity to them. In fact, he thinks it's his calling.
God, I thank you for choosing me before I was even yet formed in my mother's womb, to be your messenger of your great news to the people of North Sentinel Island.
The Sentinelese certainly didn't express any desire to be converted. Their experience with intruders has been, well, pretty terrible. It's the year 1880. A Sentinelese family walks through the jungle. Suddenly, they hear voices through the bushes. Unfamiliar voices. For weeks now, strange white men have been fighting their way through the jungle on the island. They carry weapons and seem to be looking for inhabitants. When they approached one of their villages some days earlier, the Sentinelese ran away. Now, suddenly, they stand face to face. Ready to defend his family, the old man reaches for an arrow. The armed intruders rapidly encircle the Sentinelese family. They are led by the man in the center. His name is Morris Vidal Portman, and he's been searching for them for a long time. Portman is a 20-year-old British officer put in charge to oversee the Andaman Islands under colonial rule. He is fascinated with the indigenous tribes in the area. While staying in Port Blair, the capital city of the Andaman Islands, he immersed himself in the study of the Andamanese people.
Always.
Culture, food, crafts,
Always them
tattoos.
folks, man.
Everything is carefully documented in his notebooks.
Posting their hand in everything,
He arranges
boy.
young Andamanese men for the camera, posing them in unnatural, almost performative ways. He likes to surround himself with a group of Andamanese convict servants. He calls them junglies. But there's one place he hasn't conquered so far, North Sentinel Island. To him, it's the last great mystery of the archipelago. He's obsessed with the Sentinelese, convinced that he could be the first white man they'll ever meet. He's tried to contact them before and failed. But now, he has a new plan. As the old Sentinelese man draws his arrow, one of the intruders jumps on his back. The three Sentinelese are wrestled down and taken, torn from the only home they've ever known. Portman has them brought back to his ship. 3 Sentinelese children are already on board, captured earlier. The islanders don't understand who these men are or what they want. Portman takes them back to Port Blair. Here, he keeps them at his house to study them closer. The Sentinelese become very sick right away. Within just a few days, the old man and the woman die. Most likely, they were exposed to microbes and diseases their immune system couldn't handle. Now, it's just the 4 Sentinelese children without the elders. A few days later, they're sent back to the island, overloaded with gifts. Portman hopes they'll return to their people as willing ambassadors. The children might have carried the very microbes that killed the man and the woman. We don't know what happened to them afterwards. Infections remain one of the greatest dangers to isolated tribes. Many have never been exposed to common viruses like the flu or even a cold. Their immune system simply can't cope. What's harmless to the rest of the world could be deadly for them. A single infection from an outsider could wipe out an entire tribe. In the 16th century, Spanish colonizers brought diseases to South America, likely without realizing it. In some regions, entire populations were cut in half. Andaman tribes were affected by this too. The Onge and Jarava have seen a dramatic collapse in their population. In 1901, the Onge numbered around 670. Today, barely 100 remain. Colonial intrusion, infectious diseases, and the steady loss of their land have all played a role in their decline. And Portman himself played a crucial role. According to historian Adam Goodhart, he was
very much a participant in and at least complicit with the genocide against the Andaman Islanders that was committed by the British in the 1800s. Somebody who was involved in exploitation, including sexual exploitation and physical abuse of the native people. And really, if it had been up to Portman, it probably would have happened to the Sentinelese as well, because he tried repeatedly to invade.
I just don't get it. Like, why? Like, bro, leave people alone, bro. Like, just been with the and the thing is, what made them so powerful back then is because they had guns. I don't know where white folks got guns, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that's what made them been able to do what they did, bro. You know what I mean? Because they had guns, they had weapons. What is a bow and arrow to like guns, bro? You know what I mean? Nothing. You feel me? So it's just like, I just don't understand, like, why? Not even speaking on white folks today, because, you know, but white folks back then, I just don't understand, like, why you just won't leave people alone, bro? Like, what's like with white folks, bro? It's like, why did they, you know what I mean? Like not all white folks, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like racist white folks, like, what is it with y'all, bro? Like, you always just need your hand in everything, you know? Like, this man, it's like, bro, them folks on the island minding their own business. These folks ain't doing nothing to you, but here you go trying to invade. For what reason, bro? Leave people alone, bro. I know white folks was annoying as freak back then. Hey, but not all, because like I said, it's not all. Got a lot of good white folks. You know what I mean? Talking about the bad ones, y'all. That's what I'm talking about, the bad ones, not the good ones. I don't put every white person in one box. I told you, I have multiple white friends. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? So I know that. I just speak on the bad ones. You got bad black people too. Now you got bad everybody. You know what I mean? Really, everybody's really bad, bro. No lie. But, you know, y'all was the main ones that, you know, you feel me, starting all that violence and, you know, just weird stuff. I just don't understand. I'm just like, bro, just leave people alone, bro. I just don't understand.
Ireland, as
leave
he
them
had
alone,
done with many other groups, to bring them into submission to British rule.
Years later, Portman himself would admit that.
How do you feel? How do you feel inside? It make you feel like you just like, I don't know, like what's the thrill of it? Like, you know what I'm saying?
This may have sealed the Sentinelese distrust of outsiders for good. John finds himself blindfolded on a dirt road somewhere in the state of Kansas. He was put there and left alone. In the woods nearby, he finds a village. The inhabitants of the village appear to be some kind of native tribe. But not really. The village is fake, and the inhabitants are actors with costumes. All of this...
And I knew I wasn't tripping. I was like, Kansas? Tribe? Kansas? What? Kansas?
Training. John joined a secretive boot camp for Christian missionaries. All Nations is a religious organization that trains people like John for their quests, and he is right in the middle of an exercise. His task is to preach the teachings of Jesus to the isolated tribe he considers unholy heathens. The fake village people act as if they're hostile, aggressively threatening him with fake spears, speaking gibberish. To John, this is the ultimate test that will prepare him for his big mission on North Sentinel. He knows the danger of setting foot on the island. He knows it could cost him his life. In 1974, a National Geographic film crew tried to meet Sentinelese face-to-face on camera for the first time. The Sentinelese spotted the boat from afar and waved their arms, mocked the outsiders, and shot arrows at the crew. They clearly did not want visitors. 7 years later, a cargo ship named Primrose ran aground on a reef on North Sentinel during a terrible storm. At first, the crew was probably relieved to be near dry land. But just 2 days later, they sent a desperate cable.
Wild men, estimate more than 50, carrying various homemade weapons, are making 2 or 3 wooden boats, worrying they will board us at sunset. All crew members' lives not guaranteed.
But because of the weather conditions, rescue missions failed. So the crew had to guard the ship with a flare gun, axes, and some lengths of pipe. But before it got to an actual fight, the crew was finally evacuated by helicopter. But still, John is determined to go. To him, North Sentinel may be Satan's last stronghold, and he could be their savior.
I think I might die tomorrow, and I wish I could have had more time to express my thanks to you.
Now John is out of his kayak
Oh,
and an
John.
arrow is fired at him. Miraculously, it only pierces his Bible. He's unharmed, at least according to John's diary. It's unclear if his Bible actually saved him. It could well have been a bit of storytelling on his side. What's clear? The Sentinelese chase him into the water. In panic, he swims away towards a boat out at sea. It belongs to local Indian fishermen. Before setting off for North Sentinel Island, John had paid the fishermen a $325 bribe to take him there.
See?
They departed from Port Blair, towing a kayak behind it, the one John would use to make his approach to the island. Back on the boat, John takes stock of the situation. His Pelican case is gone. He had to leave it behind when he fled. It included a first aid kit, clothes, other essentials, and his passport. He had previously hidden another case on shore when he first landed to scout out the cove in the early morning. It is unknown if the Sentinelese found both cases, especially the one he hid might still be there to this day. Without his passport, he can't easily travel back to the US. For John, it's just another reason to stay and pursue his mission further. But the Sentinelese made it very clear, they do not want him there. and John really doesn't want to die. Yet, he decides to give it another try.
You guys might think I'm crazy in all this, but I think it's worth it to declare Jesus to these people.
You see what I'm saying? You see how he got a warning? That's God giving you a warning, bro. Giving you a warning. You see how you got a warning? That was a warning, bro. That was a warning. Them people shooting at you, they being violent, and that was a warning, bro. You know what I mean? And you chose to go back again, John?
Please do not be angry at them or at God if I get killed. Don't retrieve my body. Soli de Gloria, John Chow.
I don't get it, John.
16th,
Just don't get it, bro.
2018.
They obviously not trying to hear it, bro.
In the morning.
So what the freak?
The next day, John takes the supposed pierced Bible as a sign. Today, he believes, is the day he will start to bring Jesus to the Sentinelese. This time, he tells the fishermen to leave without him. Next, he strips down to his underpants in an attempt to gain the tribe's trust. Then he steps back into the water and starts swimming.
What are you doing, John?
The island is just within reach.
John, what the freak are you doing?
There are no records of what exactly happened that day. The only thing we know for sure is the outcome.
He's dead. He's dead.
One day passes. The fishermen return and look for John. He's nowhere to be seen. Then suddenly they spot something. A group of Sentinelese emerge from the tree line, dragging John's dead body across the sand. No words, no mercy. The message is clear. He crossed a line he was never meant to cross. John Allen Chow's death in 2018 made global news. Some called him a dumb American, a deluded idiot. John's father, a Christian himself, doesn't share this view. He blames evangelicals' extreme Christianity for his son's death. In an email to The Guardian, he called religion the opium of the masses. The evangelical organization that trained him depicted John as a martyr. In a statement, they said, "The privilege of sharing the gospel has often involved great cost."
Look, bro, he didn't share the gospel. That's what you gotta understand. He didn't even get a chance to share it. The privilege of sharing the gospel is often involved in great cost. He didn't share it, bro. He died without sharing the gospel. They killed him before he could even preach the gospel. So it's like he didn't do the work of God. It's just being honest with you. He didn't do the work because you didn't even preach the gospel. They didn't sit down and listen to you. You couldn't go through John. You couldn't go through James. You couldn't sit them down for them to even get to listen. You didn't even preach the gospel. Right when you stepped on land, they killed you, bro. So it's like, was that really God's plan? So it was just like, bro, I don't understand why you did that, John. I'm not finna go in on you, John, because like I said, you are my brother in Christ. You know what I mean? But that right there was very dumb, John. That was very dumb. You know what I mean? You didn't even get to preach the gospel. They don't even speak your language. So how you gonna get to it? How you gonna get through to them, John? They don't even speak your language, bro. They don't even understand you. You know what I'm saying? So I just do not feel like that was God's call. I don't feel like that was God. I don't feel like God was in this. I don't know. But you gotta understand, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy as well. You know what I mean? The devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy as well, bro. You feel me? So it's just like, at the end of the day, bro, you just gotta be smart. God gives us a brain. You just gotta use it, John. You gotta use it, bro. I don't feel like God is finna put you in this position. I don't know. Maybe. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see, like, I'm like, God, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to see, like, because sometimes God will use another person's death to that, John dying could be, a reason. I just don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like you was trying to reach the North Sentinel people. It's like, was you trying to reach them people? Like, I don't. Didn't work, John. It didn't work.
A group of scientists actually managed to make peaceful contact with the Sentinelese after decades of trying. But these same scientists eventually pushed for the island to be under India's protection. Driven by concerns for the tribe's health, the island has been off limits since the late 90s. all anthropological work stopped. No more expeditions, no more gifts, no more visits. And to us, that's a good thing. After all, the North Sentinelese never asked for any of this.
Oh man, so like I said, long live John though, man. You know, I don't know what the heck happened. I do know what happened, but you know, long live John though, man. You know, I wish you would have just, and that is Christian Kirk's killer right here. About, you know what I mean? I was just speaking about him in another video. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Long live John. I don't know. I just don't understand, man.